And welcome back to another edition of Classic Doom Walkthroughs. Today we're playing a single map mod WAD by the name of Island Descent, created by a Doom enthusiast by the name of Doomer Sergio. I really like this map. I find the spacing of it all and the pace of it to be really good. It's quite enjoyable. What I also like about it is that the weapons and ammo is I think very measured. There's not an overabundance of firepower or ammo. For example, there's no BFG, there's no rocket launcher, and you only get the Berserk pack and the super shotgun basically when you're facing off against the final boss, which is in this instance the Spider Mastermind, where you don't likely need either of those weapons. So you're basically making your way through this map with a pistol and a regular shotgun for the most part until you pick up a chain gun, which is in a secret area. So if you never find that, that's a problem. The other weapon you can get is the plasma rifle, but that's also in a secret area, and I would recommend keeping it for the Spider Mastermind. You have literally just enough plasma in there to take care of her without reaching back to another weapon. So I do really like this map. I find also that the hits from the enemies seem to, it could be my imagination, but seem to cause a bit more damage to your health than I normally would expect from an imp or a cacodemon or whatever. It could be my imagination, but it seems on the ultra-violence difficulty setting that the monsters are more powerful than I remember on a similar setting. I could be wrong, but that's just that's the feel of the map anyway. Maybe that's more important. The game is powered by GZDoom using the Doom 2 Hell on Earth platform. As always, we are playing on the ultra-violence difficulty setting in order to get 100% in all three of these categories. We have 92 kills to be had. That could go up because there are some arch files. 6 secrets to find and 43 items to pick up. It is my intention to show you how to do all of that to get our 100%. Well, we start off in this courtyard, very nice. There's a cacodemon over there, and there's some imps over there. Not to worry, those are bars, but they're effectively a one-way mirror, I guess. Like the enemies can't see you, and you can't hit them if you shoot, so hold on to your ammo. Ammo's scarce to begin with. So I wouldn't worry about any of these enemies, and the only way out, since we don't have a red key or yellow key, is through that door. But before we leave, it's easy to forget about these 4 armor bonuses and 6 health bonuses. Pick them up. Yes, of course, they count towards your 100%, and they are easy to forget once you complete the map. So, having nowhere else to go, let's open up this door. We don't have the blue key either, so the only way is this way. At the end of this corridor, we're going to find 2 pinkies. So if you can snatch another bullet pack, that'd be great, but pull yourself back. And yeah, pistol your way. Oh, whoops, didn't really want to get bit, but that's okay. We're cornered. Okay, well, I guess that was not quite how I normally dispose of pinkies with a pistol. But anyway, no harm, no foul. Around this corner now, we'll get a stim pack and some more ammo, but there's going to be 2 imps and 2 zombie men. So why don't we go ahead and dispose of them? If you're wondering where the second imp is, I did mention too, it's the imp's right here around the corner. So grab your ammo, make your way past so you don't get scratched, and you can take care of the imp simply that way. Now you have the shotgun, and this is how we get the shotgun. Otherwise, we would only have the pistol still. Around this corner is a stim pack, which in my case will come in handy, and an armor bonus, so you'll need to pick that up for your 100%. Beautiful ocean view. Unfortunately, that is not water. There are no teleporters down there. It is not a damaging floor. It is a lethal floor. I call it a casket floor, if you will. If you fall off the edge anywhere on the outside play area and land in the water, you're instantly killed and your game's over. So do not play too close to the edge, I guess. Around this corner, we have a shotgunner. We do have a zombie man and 2 imps. The second imp is right here. Probably don't have, I mean, you can use your pistol for the other enemies if you want them to save the shotgun for this enemy, but it doesn't matter. So you pick up the shotgun or shotgun. There are 2 pinkies, one here and one to the right. So we'll have one more bullet, shotgun shell, I guess, for this pinky, and then hopefully I'll take care of this pinky a little better than I did the other 2. Yes, it seems so. So if you look down to the left, you have a blue key door and a red key door. We have neither key, but be mindful that that red key door there is actually the final secret. I think there's a berserk pack in there and a box of shells. No, sorry, a box of bullets. But that's easy to forget, and you'll forget the final secret because progressing through the map to the final area, you don't come back here. So we'll have to just do a quick backtrack at the end before moving on to the big boss fight. Okay, So the only option at this point is going to the right. To this room, there is the blue key and 3 shotgunners. So with your pistol, unless you've saved your shotgun ammo, which is also fine, go ahead and take your best aim. Pick up the blue key. Sure, we'll pick up the health pack too. And before turning to the left to go back to the blue door, continue to the right. There are 4 armor bonuses and some ammo packs there. Don't forget to pick those up, especially the armor bonuses, as you know. So let's pick through the blue key door here. That is where we started. This is where we came in, and that's where we got rid of the pinkies. But now with the blue key, we can go ahead and go through the blue key doors. We're going to encounter 4 imps. I don't think our shots through the cage, the bars, I guess, go through, but their fireballs seem to. So go ahead and dispose of them. Pick up your 3 armor bonuses and all of your shotgun ammo, which is nice. Like I said, we don't have a ton of shotgun ammo. We still only have 35 shells at this point, which is not an overabundance. It's quite cool. So this narrow corridor, you'll see the switch to press, of course, but as we approach it, a trap opens. It'll be an arachnotron teleporting in here. So we have to basically do the arachnotron dance, where you move around sufficiently that the arachnotron at least doesn't get too much of a bead on you, and you can dispose of it. That's the door we want to get through, so we hit the switch. It won't open it. It'll lift up this wall and this switch, which of course you press and you just double back. Do not fear Spider Mastermind. She cannot see you presently. There's the lovely water, which is quite deadly. Stay away from it. You need health. There's a big pack right here. More shells, so that's pretty good. In front of us, there will be 2 cacos, some pinkies, imps, and some shotgunners. So why don't we go ahead and dispose of the 2 shotgunners right here at the beginning, and try to steer clear of fireballs and other harm. And definitely steer clear of falling off the edge. Oop, yeah, I was hoping the pinky would take that, but I shot the pinky too many times. Okay, not the end. So let's go ahead and dodge a little bit better. That was pretty sad. So during the infighting, they already blew up the barrel. I usually like to, there's a barrel right where that gunner is. I usually like to use that barrel to dispose of the cacos. It really does damage them quite a bit. So since I took some unnecessary fireballs there, as you can see, yeah, for an imp, I got quite a bit of damage. I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, so we're back up to 93%. So what we'll do now, we don't have the red key. We can't go through there. We are going to go through here. There is a health pack under there, under the corpses and the shells, but we'll leave the shells for a moment. We'll fire off a couple of shots as soon as we open up the door for the mancubus that is waiting for us. And the goal here, of course, not only is to dispose of the mancubus, but dispose of the mancubus before it waddles its way over here. Of course, it'll have a much better shot at us if it gets through the door. So much better to get rid of it that way. Down below, red key door. To the left, red key door. We don't have the red key. And this faintly lit room, of course, by design, I kind of think it's neat. There are 2 pinkies down there, yellow and red door, and there is the red key card. So let's jump down and get it, but we'll have to dispose of the pinkies. 1 pinky there. Back up a little bit, I guess, if you can't really see it that well. Ooh. 1 more shot than I anticipated. So do pick up the red key. We're actually going to come back through the yellow door from the other side, so we don't have to worry about that now. We don't have the yellow key anyway. We do have the red key, so I think we're going to end up in the next room with a revenant and a shotgunner. We've got to move quickly. There's also a good secret. Stay away off the floor too. It's a damaging floor, of course. All right, so I didn't need the secret right now. What you could do is you can take care of, let's say, the shotgun or maybe stun the revenant. What you can do is you run over here to this mismatched wall and tag the secret and pick up the chain gun. Very effective, especially if you're hugging the right wall, to get rid of the revenant if you're having trouble disposing of it with your shotgun. But I didn't need to in this case, but that's what you can do. It just depends. So basically it depends on what you're able to do at the beginning of entering the room. So hit the switch, down will come this wall. It rises back up. There's another health pack up here. And if you need shotgun shells, you can always try to make a run for it, but we don't need any right now. I think we're doing okay. Armed with the red key, we came through the red key door. There will be some imps, a caco, a hell knight, and a shotgun. Oh, I just walked into that, didn't I? Good lord, okay. My dodging and weaving is not Ali-like today, that is for sure. Good gracious, terrible. Anyway, So my suggestion is don't dodge like that. It's pretty terrible. Anyway, I seem to still be alive, which counts. So let's go ahead and take care of the Hell Knight. Don't go really much beyond here. There is a chain gunner just through the door right over there. So we would rather engage the chain gunner on our own terms. So let's just use our regular shotgun against the Hell Knight. Now switch to the chain guns. We can take care of the chain gunner and dispose of the chain gunner, pick up his ammo. Up here there's a clip and health pack, so my poor dodging has been nullified. Another clip and another health pack here, so we're good. So you can switch over to the rifle or the shotgun, I guess, if you will. The switch will open the door below and a shotgunner is going to pop out. So dispose of him there. Remember my admonition about the water, that is not water. That's a death trap. Right over here is a very important secret. Yeah, it's not only is it secret number 5, I think? Yeah, secret number 5, but it's your plasma rifle. I would recommend keeping the plasma rifle and the plasma, unless you really have no choice, to the end for the Spider Master one. That's just the way I prefer to do it. Perhaps you will find it necessary to use it before. I'm hoping on this walkthrough I won't need to use it before. I guess we'll find out. Just be very mindful, this edge is very, very narrow, and it's easy to fall off. So just keep that in mind. Also, don't walk into the fireballs, which is less awesome. Like I said, they do pack more of a punch, it seems. And there are some pinkies, or at least one pinky in here. I think there's only one. Yes. All right, pick up the shells. We can progress along the map, this narrow part. There are some enemies around the corner. I think this is where the cage is, right after these enemies here. Don't be concerned, they cannot see you, but the enemies outside can, so just take care of them that way. We will encounter these enemies soon. They can't see us yet. And let's take care of this end. All right, I like to switch over at this point to the chain gun. I wouldn't go much further than this because there's a pinky right around the corner, but the imp fire is really annoying, especially on this very narrow corridor. So why don't we go ahead and dispose of the pinky. What we'll do, though, is we'll take care of any other gunners nearby, which are them. We had 2 zombie men and an imp. Okay, now we can head back in. We can grab our ammo and our health, or you can take care of the pinky before, to be honest. I mean, that's perfectly fine, especially if the pinky follows you. That maybe what I just demonstrated wasn't necessarily the best, but I think it's definitely a doable encounter. Okay, switch over to the chain gun, because we finally get an armor, other than some armor bonuses. This is the first armor we get. So let's take care of that chain gunner, and let's pick up the chain gunner's ammo. I switch over to the regular shotgun for the 2 pinkies that'll be coming our way. The other one's going to be a little further away. Pick up the ammo from the 2 zombie men that you disposed of through the windows. There is another pack here of shotgun shells. You can pick it up now or after you dispose of these enemies. Don't forget it, though, because, of course, like I said, the ammo is not unlimited on this map. So there are some mancubi and some imps. I like to get this mancubus to approach that barrel so I can injure that mancubus that way before I take any other fall. And then I try to lure the other mancubus, both of them to be honest, to the right. I don't want them coming around the corner. I mean, obviously like that, right? We don't want that. And then once that mancubus that's further away is disposed of, that mancubus usually retreats to the corner. And that mancubus has been injured by the barrel, so it shouldn't take too many shots, yes, to dispose of it. So it's hard to see now, but there is a yellow key underneath the mancubus carcass. There are 2 imps. You can't shoot them, remember. These are not really bars. It's more of a force field or a one-way glass, depends on your point of view. So go ahead, lure out the imps, I guess, because you don't want to get caught in the crossfire. And that's the end of this area. So we did get the shotgun shell box that were there. We can now open up the yellow door and proceed. We have the yellow key. And we are going to come around the corner here for this ammo. But before you go ahead and grab it, there's a shotgunner and a pinky. So why don't you go ahead and dispose of them. There's the shotgunner. There we go. If you need health, take it. Otherwise, grab the ammo box, certainly. There's another enemy around the corner, another shotgunner, and another pinky. And then it's hard to see because it's dark, of course, but there is another shotgunner there, and that's the enemy that I just disposed of. All right, we will open up this door now. By the way, if you notice it says game save, the way the programmer made this game, the game is saved automatically by you entering into this area. So I didn't press save. I don't save games for my walkthroughs. But anyway, just explaining why you see that on the screen. Okay, switch over to your chain gunner. There's a chain gunner in here. And pick up your ammo because now we're going to encounter our archvile and other enemies. Our concentration is, of course, going to be on the archvile for every second that we can. And the other enemies are going to make it as hard as possible for that to continue the entire time. Make no mistake. Alright, well, a couple more fires than I would have expected. But anyway, such is life. So what we can do is that area has been cleared. That's how you take care of the archvile. I did not use the plasma rifle. I wouldn't use it. Oh, I think I was going back here for the health, right? Yeah, I'll do a quick, if you'll pardon me, I'll just do a quick double back, grab a little bit of health, and we'll continue along the map. So this is the area we just completed. There's the archvile's carcass. And this is, if you need more health, there's another 2 packs here, so we're pretty good. And you may recall this room, the flashing light, and I did promise that the yellow door would come to the other side. This is that time. Now, we're going back to that area where we did find the secret with the chain gun and there was a revenant. Instead, there's going to be 2 cacos here, which are well placed and easy to encircle you. So do your best to try to lure them. Yeah, see, not like that, I guess. To run to the other side. And now, once the other caco is disposed of, you shouldn't have too much trouble. You can use your chain gun if you prefer to dispose of that caco. All right, so this room having been completed twice, we take the lift back up. Sure, let's grab the health that we didn't use before. And instead of continuing like we did for progression, we double back. This takes us basically to this door, which is now open with the red key. And we can go through that door finally for the final area to meet the boss. But if you remember at the beginning, I did mention that there is a red door that is not natural to go back to. That is the final secret. And let's do that now. You may remember we came out through this way. Here's the red door. There's the berserk pack, which we no longer need, and some ammo, which we could certainly use. But I have not used any of the plasmas, so I shouldn't need any of that. The plasma that we have should be sufficient. So I don't think we can get back for once we get in here, but we do have the one enemy. We do have items that are just below this door, and we do have all the secrets. So let's go ahead and press that switch, make our way down. And yeah, if you need a little bit of health after the berserk pack, I'm not sure why you would, but there you have it. So pick up all these items. There's another plasma rifle and a little bit of plasma if you did not find that secret that I showed you. All the armor bonuses. And now, amusingly, we get the super shotgun, which I guess if you use some of your plasma will be better than nothing, I guess, against the spider mastermind. It wouldn't be too bad. But right now, yeah, we're flush except for that one kill. So why don't we go ahead and see Her Majesty as soon as it is her pleasure to greet us, which is never in a friendly way. I go to the right and I just start blasting. Remember, you can easily fall off the edge, especially after she hits you with her massive chain gun. Try not to allow that to happen too much. Because if you fall off the edge here, you're done. We're in the water. See, you have just exactly the right amount of health, right? So we can go back down, but I don't think we can go all the way back, right? I mean, I think this is it, right? Just to show you that you should make sure you get all of your items. Well, I guess you can. All right. Well, if you did forget something, you need to backtrack. I guess you can. So that's it. That should be the end of the map. Let's just go ahead and do our final count. Yes, all 99 kills, all 6 secrets, all 43 items. You know what that means? Indeed, we are done. And that is Island Descent. I really do enjoy that map. Like I said at the beginning, the spacing, the pacing of the map, and how the map progresses. I do like the final secret. You have to remember to double back. I think that's a great little touch. And not an overabundance of weaponry and ammo. That does make it challenging, given there's like, except for the final boss, there's not a huge amount of difficult enemies to clear with a regular shotgun or a chain gun. I mean, the Mancubus and the Cacos, I suppose, can can take up some ammo. But I do like generally how the map was designed, and I really did enjoy it. And I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough. If you did, yeah, hit that subscribe button. You won't miss any further videos that I upload. For now, that's it for Classic Doom Walkthroughs. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time.